Hello everybody, Cookie Dough here, and welcome to my first actual Payday 3 video. So, the early access for Payday 3 started yesterday. Now, I say early access, but it's more the early playtime. And I pre-ordered the silver edition of the game, so I've gotten access to it. So, I'm playing through the No Rest for the Wicked heist here. My voice is being recorded in post. I'm just having the gameplay going, and I'm just recording this voiceover because I recorded this gameplay while I was on a Discord call. And as funny as it would be, I don't think you want to hear some of the conversations I was having with my friends. Not that they were inappropriate, but they're just so wildly unrelated to Payday 3. So I'm going to use this time to talk about both the heist and what I think of Payday 3 before I make like a scripted video on it. So what we've done here is you disabled the power box and gotten the QR code. Now you got to scan the QR code to open up the door. I need to go get the red key card because I've reset a few times, and I know that the red key card opens up the power room. That's what it's called. And I know that that guard has it. So gotta wait for him to get into a good spot. Now, the biggest change about Payday 3 Stealth, and what I really like, is that it's now less, sprint, jump, crouch until you win. There's actually a lot more sneaking you have to do, because I think a lot of detection in this game is based off of movement speed,
Watch the guard.
as well as whether or not you're in the state of crouching. And you can't crouch in mid-air anymore, so it gets rid of a lot of that. Now, I'm trying to get here, but there is a security camera that can spot me. And there is the person there, I believe, or I can't tell if that's the guard just spotting me out of the side of his eye.
Mind the guard.
Now, I'm doing this at effectively level 0. I don't have any skill points dedicated to any of these stealth-related trees. Because, skills are different in the game now. I really like how skills work now. You need to get, like, the base skill to open up the tree, but then you can get anything you want. And then there's a final skill you can get without putting any prior investment. It's pretty cool. When I have like more time to formulate and be able to word what I think about it a bit better, because I'm horrible at improvising scripts. If you watch my update 237 video, I almost die. So a lot of Payday 3 stealth can actually be done without putting on your mask, which I think is kinda cool, but at the same time kinda meh. It makes sense. You could reasonably get a lot of this stuff done without putting your mask on and compromising your identity. But, as we see here, I'm able to open up the vault because in a previous run I managed to get the vault code, and I don't even need to put on the mask. Now, I go on to open up all the deposit boxes. This is because I was talking to my friend and I asked them if they could read out the achievements to me, because the achievements are hidden at the moment on Steam, and I didn't know there was a way to see them, so I just asked them if they could check the Xbox app, because you can see them there. Payday 2 Stealth also has seeded RNG, so not even just stealth in general, the game does. Restarts and loud as well. Basically, the RNG will be the same every time you restart. The RNG only gets created on the creation of the heist lobby. I think that's actually pretty cool. However, there are some exceptions to me thinking this is cool. If you were paying attention to the video, I was able to just disable the power and then waltz into the vault. I didn't need to do anything because I already knew what the code was. Now, there's an issue I have with the heist design itself. I feel as though you should have to get manager authentication before you can put in the code. That makes sense from a security standpoint, I believe. There's authorization and all that. 2-factor. Grade 7 in computer science, if you couldn't tell. But anyway, seeded RNG is very nice because it removes a lot of the... I'm trying to think about what to call it. A lot of heists in Payday 2, I believe, when you're doing them stealth for the first time, had a very hard learning curve because you had to both learn the heist and learn to play around its RNG. Now, with seeded RNG, if you're trying to do a heist for the first time, you can learn it once. You can learn that RNG and just how the heist generally plays. But of course, it kind of gets easy, because if you know where everything is, there's no real challenge. There was a bit of challenge you'd get in stealth from not knowing where things were put because of the RNG. Now, I don't think this is a massive, like, game is bad, this game doo-doo. But it's just a small nitpick over the game. It makes multiple restarts of some heists a lot easier. I know when I was doing Under the Surface Loud, learning that heist was a little bit confusing because you had to use UV lights on the paintings. You had to get multiple QR codes. It was a bit daunting at first, but eventually I was able to figure out what I needed to do, and I got the heist done. But aside from that, yeah, stealth is pretty good. Detection seems a lot more reasonable now. And I think seeded RNG can also complement people playing solo stealth, because there's an objective here where you need to hack a computer, but it happens after you get the manager. So you have to mask up to get the manager, and then you have to go back upstairs and hack into that computer. Now, the thing is with that computer, is that depending on the RNG you get, there can be a bunch of civilians nearby. And I think this is pretty cool for, you know, incentivizing cooperative play, because what you could do is you could have one guy mask up to get the manager downstairs. And then you could have one guy to stay maskless and hack into the computer because you don't need to be masked up to do it. And I think, you know, seeded RNG can help play against that. It can. Now, it's a weird thing, but you can just rush that objective once, take a screenshot, or just memorize what the codes were, and then boom, you've basically done the objective now, but you don't need to repeat every other step and risk getting spotted by the guards seen through the skylights, through the windows, because I'll be honest, that objective is really painful to get the civs safe on. Your life is made so much easier if you have like 2 civilians there, or just like one roaming guy. Die packs I think are pretty cool. They incentivize actual, like, you know, of course they incentivize multiple players because you can defuse all the die packs if you have a team. But I think they're also a nice way to give you like less loot, but still have loot. I'm a huge fan of the fact that the bags are distinct from the normal bags. So there's no, it's not like in Payday 2 where basically every bag of loot was just the same black bag, and you didn't really know what you were picking up unless you hovered over it. It makes it much easier at first glance to see what you're actually picking up. Now here, you gotta wait for that guard to leave, because if we even though we're maskless, if we get spotted by that guard in this area, a secure area you can see in the top, I'm pretty sure he will sound the alarm because we shouldn't be here no matter what, and it's a secure area because it's the bank vault. I also like that sound is now partially a stealth thing. If you make too much noise in a secure area, be it through, I believe it can be running around, jumping and stuff, guards will get suspicious and go into there. Now, you can also carry bags without the mask on, and this leads into, like, I think I was on Cool talking about this, about how it is kind of funny that you can walk out with the bags and they do not even think to question it. Like, this guy's walking in and out of the bank, throwing these bags into a van. Oh, no, don't worry about it. He's in a public area. He can't be doing anything wrong. But anyway.
God.
Oh yeah. Guards can still be marked through walls. That was the thing I had about the beta, is that guards wouldn't be fully... Guards and specials wouldn't be fully marked throughout walls. And I was like, is that going to be in the full game? Because it made stealth a lot harder. That's a really annoying camera spawn, because it just keeps beeping.
It's a guard.
Oh yeah, civs. Oh, one of my biggest things. There are a ton more voice lines from like civilians and cops in this game. It makes it so much better. I think like they have like different lines if you alert them. Stuff like, first my car broke down, now I'm getting
What's
robbed.
the guard?
Pretty good. I like it. Add some flavor. Now, I'm trying to remember. Does a guard spot those bags there? Because I recorded this footage last night, and I'm now watching it over the next day. So I'm just trying to remember what happens. I think it's something similar.
Mind the guard.
So anyway, oh yeah, fire extinguishers blow up when you shoot them. It's pretty cool. I like that. Just trying to think about what to say because, of course, if you're watching this for the gameplay, you're going to be mighty bored out of your mind. It's stealth. What else is there to talk about? The game's difficulty is a lot better than Payday 2's, I'll be completely honest. I basically, I beat every mission in the game on very hard, and I felt adequately challenged. The big differences between Payday 2 and Payday 3 now is that Payday 2 would just give enemies more health and they would deal more damage. They wouldn't get smarter and they'd still throw themselves at you, but they would yeah, they'd just get more health. They'd get bigger numbers basically. Now though, in Payday 3, they move more tactically. I think that's a word, tactically. I'll have to look that up later. They'll move in groups. You know, if there's a shield, the cops will make an active effort to, you know, hide behind the shield as it's moving. They'll generally push as a group, which makes some close quarters heists absolutely brutal, because you'll have an entire swarm coming at you at once. Though I do think difficulty could be improved one way. Not one way. A little bit more. One thing I liked about Payday 2's difficulty, and that's a rare sentence I don't think you'll ever hear me say again, is the Mayhem Plus changes. You know, when you played on Mayhem difficulty or above, there were certain not certain RNG changes. There'd be certain changes to the map. Now, it's stuff like Titan cameras, required bag amounts, or just objectives, I believe. I don't know about objectives, but it was like general stuff. Now, I know that they've done something similar, and they've tried to make like Mayhem Plus changes stealth, because there are indestructible cameras now. Hack runtimes. I have no idea what they are. I need to actually like play stealth more. This is basically the only stealth heist I've played. But I feel like it'd be a cooler way to make the higher difficulties more challenging, because it is pretty damn cool that they basically just, the cops get smarter. They have the same health, same damage throughout, but they just get smarter, so you have to play smarter. But I think that could be something interesting. Something like you have to do an objective or two, which would like, I don't know, I feel like it'd just make it more interesting than just feeling like the same difficulty throughout, but the cops are smarter. But I don't know. I don't make these games. I don't know what I'm talking about. Characters are pretty good. I don't know how I feel about the Butcher returning, because I know the Butcher was portrayed by... Oh, I'm going to say her name from memory, so this might... I'm probably going to butcher it, isn't it? Mira Fulrun? I probably like put a correction on the screen now, but she passed away in I believe it would have been 2020 or I think 2020, and a lot of that, you know, a lot of that was, all right, we're not going to see the Butcher again because, you know, it'd be kind of weird to use a character who was done by someone who's passed away. I feel like I feel like it's a very commonly accepted thing that if a actor or if a character passes away, you don't really bring that character back. I think there are exceptions to it, but it's just my general understanding of it. Now, I'm almost about to finish the heist, but she's portrayed by a new person, and I just don't know how I feel about it. Anyway, though, this has been Nurse the Wicked. I'll have a proper video up later, and, yeah, have a good one.
This is interesting. An executive from the Wixia Corporation has a safe deposit box here in this bank.